Morning everybody, it's Flakey. Hope you're doing well. It's Monday morning, so the start of a new week. Hopefully you're in a positive mindset for the week ahead, obviously given the coronavirus and everything that's going on at the moment. This video is all on something that's very close to my heart and it's an interesting topic, boredom. So I am quite bored at the moment, obviously in isolation, trying to keep busy and focused, but it's hard, and it's hard on the mind. You're left with your own thoughts a lot longer. You can't get out of the house, you can't kind of escape kind of thing, and it's hard work. Are you personally someone who gets bored easily? Are you bored at home? Are you bored at work? Or on a deeper level, are you bored of life? Because that was me for a long time, and it's obviously, it can spiral out of control. Thoughts of boredom can lead to negative thoughts about your life, and yeah, it can spiral out of control and affect your mental health in a negative way. So this video is all about kind of how to combat that, and kind of stay in the moment, stay focused and stay driven on your goals. Obviously you need to make short and long-term goals every week, every day even, to keep you focused and driven, because if you don't, then that's when you can become a bit wishy-washy and not really know where you're going in life, which was me for a long time. I listened to a song by Mumford & Sons the other day called Hopeless Wanderer, and that was me for a long time. I used to just float about like a social butterfly, I guess, and not really get anywhere. But yeah, that's a story for another day. So yeah, to combat boredom, get creative, get busy, get focused, basically. I don't know, when you were a kid, think back to when you were a kid. If you were bored, not that you probably really realised you were bored, you'd go do something, you'd go play outside, you'd go call on your friend physically, go round their house and knock on their door, see if they're in, or if not, write to someone else's and do the same thing. Or you'd colour in, or draw something, or read a book, anything. Just there's so much to do rather than just watching TV. I don't mind TV now and then, but I think it can be a waste of time if you're doing it too often, because you just think about it, you're just sat there idle, just it's all background noise really. And I know I get obviously TV series on Netflix, films are great and they are an escape to an extent, but for me personally, I struggle to focus for too long on the TV because my mind wanders. I've got to be active and doing something all the time. TV obviously is a good break from life, but I'd say like in moderation, everything in moderation is good. But yeah, that's all I wanted to really say on that. I was starting to rant a little bit there. But yeah, one of the reasons, as I said, I'm doing these videos is through boredom myself. So it's getting me out of bed in the morning, it's giving me a focus, it's giving me a drive, and I feel better for it. I mentioned obviously boredom can lead to negative thoughts on your mental health, and for me, I used to be bored of life, but now as like Drake raps, never thoughts of suicide, I'm too alive. That's a bit how I feel at the moment. I've got like a new found purpose in life, I guess. Maybe a bit cringy, but I think if you start looking outside of yourself, of finding a strength to start with, but then if you realise that you can make a difference to other people's lives, that's what it's all about. Just connecting with other people, and helping basically, and then you feel good about yourself. You feel like you've done a good deed for the day, and that's kind of what I want to do with these videos. So yeah, no, but back to boredom. I hope this video doesn't bore you, because that would be quite ironic. But yeah, keep a positive mental attitude, obviously, and that's half the battle. I used to think I was boring for such a long period of my life that I never really voiced my opinions. I was very quiet, I was insecure, introvert, and it was killing me inside basically. But now obviously I've found my voice, and I'll never be quiet again basically. I know when to be quiet and when to listen for the majority of the time, but I have opinions, strong opinions on certain things, and if I don't agree with something, I'll let them know. But it's still, obviously, you need to be able to listen, because if you're speaking, you're not learning because you're not listening, basically. So yeah, I'll leave you with another quote. This one, fittingly, is all on boredom. It's quite an interesting one. It's quite a long one, actually, this one. It's by Louis C.K. And he says, "Saying I'm bored is a useless thing to say. I mean, you live in a great, big, vast world that you've seen no percent of. Even the inside of your own mind is endless. It goes on forever, inwardly. Do you understand? The fact that you're alive is amazing, so you don't get to say I'm bored." So I'm getting distracted all over the place here. I've got emails coming in, notifications on my phone, I'm trying to stay focused. So yeah, I'll wrap this video up. Basically, obviously, there's so many things to do in life; it never ends. How can you possibly get bored? Just keep staying busy, basically. I'll talk about the next video. Hopefully, it's not going to be too boring. Ironically, it's all on chores, and obviously, I hate doing chores, but it's how it can kind of affect your mental health, I guess. So stay tuned for that one. It's probably going to be my most watched video, but I've got to do it because it's all part of the plan. So take it easy and stay safe. Flakey.